Hello, Active Sage here on the Sage channel, and a incredibly important update came out today. And you might say, okay, new blocks, something new. Do the grinders, do they now work on small ships? Do they? No, they didn't do that. For one, they did fix doors, so now doors close properly. But for two, it's the reason I was sitting in this, looking at this strange contraption, they've added grouping. So if we were to go into, not that button, but press I, or actually K from the seat here, well, we can see all these little things with stars next to them. That means they're groups. And let's say I click on string 10. If we scroll down here, you'll actually see that there's a bunch of things highlighted. And that is because string 10 is a bunch of lights that I grouped by simply going like this. Click, shift, click. Well, I selected them all. And then up at the top right here, you can see here I'm typing, you can make a group and call it whatever you like. So, whatever you like. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. You click save right there, big save button, and then if you scroll back up, the last group you made will be at the top of the list. And you see it here. Now, if let's say you decided, hey, I like this group, but I don't want that last light there in there, you can control left click to deselect stuff, maybe that light too, and go ahead and click save again. It'll overwrite the one you just had, and voila, ta-da, you've replaced it. Now, you can select a group, and let's actually go ahead and delete this one. Voila, we've deleted it. The items are still selected. That way, if you decide, maybe that was a mistake, you can really quickly remake it by typing a name, saving, and same exact group that you just had will reappear. Of course, we don't want that one. We already have string 10, which has, actually, that was string 1. Strings of light is what that stands for. Set up, and if you have all of the same item in a group here, you can see string 1 selected, all these showing up here, you can then change the whole set of whatever you have selected at once. So I'm tweaking this, and if I was to exit my UI, you can see now that set of lights there on the left side has been changed. So let's do the same to string 2, shall we? We can go ahead and tweak this, change that around, random color. Voila, that's been changed. How about this one? Let's go ahead and change these, shall we? That's green now. So you can go ahead and change bunches and bunches of lights and other things super quick now. Look at that. How incredible is that? And of course, as I was saying earlier with removing stuff, if I want to add more stuff to, let's say, string 1, let's say I wanted to add that light to it, I can control left click and select it, and then click save, and I've added it to it. Now, we do now have overlapping. So string 1 and string 2 now both share light 6. So if I was to click on string 1, it highlights light 6. String 2, it also highlights light 6. Now, of course, if I was to edit string 2, and so now we got this sort of orange here. Actually, let's go to a nice reddish, or over red. There we go, red. And then we go back to string 1. This still shows as orange, but that light has just been altered, so that's still going to be different. Now, if we were to go ahead and edit string 1 now, because string 1 has that light 6 in there, it's editing it as well, so it's not going to match the rest of the string. So you got to look out if you accidentally have overlapping things. You can end up overwriting things you might not want to. So let's go ahead and select string 1, remove that light 6, save. We'll go back to string 2. We're just going to really quickly, oh, it's actually showing, ooh, that's dangerous. See, now whenever I select string 2, unfortunately, because this light 6 was the first one in there, it's showing that as the default settings, even though all the other ones in here do have different lighting settings. So you gotta watch out of your order. So now, of course, to reset all of string 2, we'd have to do it manually, finding that color again. But there we go, we got them all set up so they're no longer going to overlap. It's pretty cool. Let's also go ahead, and we selected these two groups here. We can do group, and save that. And now that's going to affect both of those at once. So if we decided, actually we could even go ahead and delete this. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Oh, and by the way, I am deleting these by clicking the little X next to the save at the top right. Now, let's select all these groups right here and just say all lights. Voila, now if we select this, we did have all these selected, but it can't actually have groups inside it. What it's simply done is gone and selected all of the lights that were actually in those groups. And it looks like I actually managed to not select, yeah, I forgot to make string 8. But anyway, now we can go ahead and using all lights, just shut them all off, and all of them except for string 8, which I forgot to put into a group. Voila, now shut off. Very nice, very cool, pretty dang awesome actually. And of course if we wanted to, we could tweak them all, but this would of course be overwriting all their lighting settings that they had individually. You can see now they've all changed. And actually, let me go ahead and make string 8 really quick, because that is really sort of bugging me. So there we go, I selected all those lights for string 8. Let's do a string 8, save that. It goes back up here. Unfortunately, this is not sorted by name or anything. It's just which one you made last goes at the top of the list. So that's a little unfortunate. And then of course we have this selected again. We can do control left click, select string 8, and actually it's being a bit finicky, but we can do all lights again, save, and it's replaced this, but now it even has string 8's lights selected in there. So now we can do this, and it's gone ahead and put the settings to absolutely all of them now. Very nice, very cool. And then of course we can still go ahead and individually tweak them all, but if we were to, let's say, edit that top one again, it would of course overwrite them all. But a top group like this could be very useful if you just want to have shut off all your lights at once sort of stuff. It's very, very cool. And for some reason, it keeps taking me back to artificial mass every time I open this with K. Very strange. Anyway, there we go. All lights on. Now, another thing you can do is group different types of items, of course, in here. So let's see. We got our gravity generator 2, let's say a beacon, our artificial mass, and we have a spotlight up there as well. Spotlight, there we go. So we got all those. Let's group them as random stuffs. And save. Voila, all the way at our top now, we do have our random stuffs. And because they're all different items, you can't see any special settings here. So let's go ahead and that's basically all that stuff, by the way, at the far end of this platform. All that stuff's now selected together, but we can go ahead, shut off random stuffs, and all that stuff over there, voila, shuts off. It's very, very cool. You can now group your settings however you like. And of course, let's say maybe we don't want all that together. Maybe we want that spotlight and that beacon to be together in their own group, you know, as the right side of stuff. So we go ahead, we have that set right here. We can turn that back on, and this will still say off, but half of it, what's inside that bigger group, is still on. And of course, if we want to make sure we shut everything off again, we can just go to the random stuffs, turn it on and back off, and it'll kill everything once again. Even though this one wanted to be on, it's now been set to off. So pretty cool. Anyway, that's grouping. It's incredible. It's going to allow us to do some truly amazing stuff. I haven't really been this excited for an update since probably... Oh, I haven't been this excited for an update, I don't think. It's just incredible. It's going to speed up shipbuilding so much. It's actually one of the reasons I haven't been building ships lately, is because I can't stand doing the lights. Oh, by the way, did you see that? Looks like they have another texture glitch going on with that. But hey, at least doors work. I'm fine with normal maps showing as like a normal texture right now. They did do something else though up here. They allowed us to tweak the controls on a few different things. So first off, landing gears. So you see we got our nice landing gears here. You can now set them to off, and you can see that of course you can't toggle the controls here. But now if I press P on these, usually which would lock or unlock them, you can see nothing is happening. But if I was to say let's turn one of these back on, and then do P, you can see now P releases that. And I meant to actually catch that, but I wasn't quick enough on the draw. And of course, you can also, if we have that set there, I exit this again. Because I press P, you would think maybe it would toggle and be set to auto-release the second I turn it back on. Nope, it's still under P control now. But you can also, if you would like, go ahead and release these manually by clicking unlock. And well, I've unlocked that and let it go. So pretty cool, pretty dang cool. And also, for rotors, so you got a rotor at the back there. Let's go ahead and, oop, that's not a rotor, that's my gravity generator. Let's grab this rotor, let's turn it speed all the way up, and by the way, you can see in reverse speed and stuff as per usual. All this is pretty much the same, right? Well, what you can do now is you have this wonderful big reverse button. So you can see that thing spinning there. If we decide, hey, let's go ahead and reverse this rotor, click, well, now it's reversed. It's pretty dang awesome that you can now do that. And of course, since this is down a few, I could theoretically just go rotor and save it. Now I've made a group with only that in it, but of course this is at the top now, so I can access the settings super quick, and every time I pop this open, just click and reverse it however I like. It's pretty dang cool. Anyway, that's about it for this update. It is a pretty damn awesome update. I'm going to be retweaking some of my previous stuff. I've actually gone through the Sage stations, and I'll show you really quickly. On and set up a bunch of stuff here, so I can actually, if I felt so inclined, I could pop in. Oh, by the way, custom models, they're still installed from previously. You don't have to reinstall the text documents into your cube blocks, because this update didn't change the cube blocks at all. So all your custom models will still show up as they were previously. But we can go into here, and I went and set up some stuff for D_temple as all my doors. So I can close all the doors on the top floor, or open them all at once and be silly and vent the entire temple into space, which why on earth would you ever want to do that? And then of course I have work systems, which are my assembler and refinery. To save on power, I can shut those off. Or actually that's conveyor system, there we go, shut them off. Solar, always keep that on. the temple lights in here. I actually have 2 temple ones. One's for the lower area here and one's for up there. It's all pretty damn cool. I set all this stuff up. You can see I've named them all. And of course, if I ever decide, hey, the work area, I want that to be more orange, I can switch that up. Now if I were to run downstairs into, there we go, through the living area of this ship, you would see that, voila, the work area is now an orangish color. I'm sorry, I'm just really excited for this update. It's pretty damn awesome. I'm pretty dang happy with it. Anyway, that's that, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.